Hello, my name is Leigh Clark. I'm a reference librarian here at the New Jersey State Library. In this video, I'm going to show you how to make a pinhole projector like this one that you can use to safely view a solar eclipse. The reason why I wanted to show you this is that on April 8th, 2024, a solar eclipse is going to pass across North America, from Mexico across the United States and into Canada. If you're not aware, a solar eclipse occurs when the path of the moon goes between the Earth and the Sun and blocks out the Sun's light. If it blocks out part of the Sun's light, that is a partial solar eclipse. But if it perfectly aligns with the Sun and blocks out all of the Sun's light, that is called a total solar eclipse. As shown in this map created by NASA, on April 8th, many states from Texas to Maine will fall in the path of totality and experience a total solar eclipse. In New Jersey, we'll see a partial solar eclipse, where about 84 to 93% of the sun will be blocked by the moon, depending on where you are in the state. In Trenton, where the New Jersey State Library is located, the eclipse will peak at 3:24 p.m., with 89% of the sun obscured. If you want to check when the eclipse will occur in your area, I've included this helpful map, NASA's Eclipse Explorer, in the resources linked in the description. When experiencing a solar eclipse, it's very important that you protect your eyes, as direct sunlight can damage them. There's a couple different ways that you can do this. There are specially made eclipse glasses out there. I have these from the last solar eclipse that went over the United States, and they're specially made for viewing the sun, viewing solar eclipses. They're much, much darker than your traditional sunglasses, and they should have somewhere on there an indication that they meet ISO standards. If you don't have those eclipse glasses or viewers, don't worry. You can create a pinhole projector such as this one or something else similar to it to view a solar eclipse indirectly. So that's what we're going to make today in today's video. Instructions for this pinhole projector are in the description resources. In order to make your pinhole projector, you're going to need a rectangular box. Cereal boxes work really well. A pair of scissors, some tape, a white piece of paper, a small piece of tin foil, and a small pointy object such as a tack or a pin that you can use to puncture a small hole through the tin foil. Even a sharpened pencil will work. So the first step to make your pinhole projector is to take your scissors, and we're going to cut 2 holes into the end of our rectangular box. So here is the end of the cereal box. So we're going to cut a hole here, and we're going to cut a hole here. And this is easy with the cereal box. You just have to cut the flaps off and leave a little bit in the center. In the center, you may have to tape it to keep it closed. So I'll show you what that's going to look like. So when you're done cutting out your holes on either side of one of the ends of your box, again, I taped the center just to hold that secure. We have 2 holes here. One is where you're going to look in to view the solar eclipse, and the other is going to be covered with the tinfoil, which we're going to do in just a second. And through the tinfoil, the sunlight is going to enter. So next, we're going to cover one of those holes up with the tinfoil. So you're going to take that, cover up that hole, hold the tinfoil around the edges of your box, and then we're going to tape, try to keep that flat as possible. We're going to tape along all of those edges to secure it and make sure that no light comes through the edges of the tinfoil. Alright, so now we have all of the edges of our tinfoil secure. No light's going to be coming through. And in order for the sunlight to actually enter this hole that we created under this tinfoil, we need to puncture it just very slightly. We're going to create a small hole called an aperture. And to do that, you're going to need your tack or whatever your pointy object is. And right in the center of the hole that we cut out of the box, we're going to poke a very small hole for the sunlight to enter. So again, the sunlight's going to enter this hole, and we're going to actually view the projection of the solar eclipse through this one. In order for it to be projected nicely, we're going to put a bright white piece of paper in the back far side of this box. So that's our next step. So I'm going to do this by opening up the back end of my cereal box, and I'm going to take a piece of paper that is slightly smaller than the end of my box so that it fits in there nicely, and I'm going to tape it onto the inside of my flaps. Let me open this up. I'm going to take a little bit of tape, take that into the inside of the flap. That tape there. All right, so once that paper is secured onto those flaps, I'm going to close up my box, and then I'm going to seal it really good so that no light comes in through any of the sides of the end of my box. So I'm going to tape all those edges up. And again, this does not have to be perfect. The corners tend to be the place where light comes in the most, so you want to cover those little edges, corners up. And there we have our pinhole projector. So the light is going to enter through the tinfoil where we punctured that little hole, and then you're going to put your eye up to this box and view the projection of the solar eclipse onto that back piece of white paper that we saw. To have the best results, you want to put your back to the sun, and I'll show you a picture on the screen here. Put your back to the sun and look down into this hole, and then you may have to angle the box a little bit in order to get the sunlight coming into this aperture or this little hole just perfectly. But once you have it aligned, you should be able to see a circle of light that represents the sun, and as the moon covers the sun, you will see that shadow cross over that circle of light. So I'll show you a picture of that on the screen to illustrate it. If you would like to learn more about solar eclipses, NASA has some wonderful information on their website. Thank you for viewing this video on how to make a pinhole projector. I hope you have a happy and safe eclipse viewing experience.